What I'm going to show you today is the exact system I use to scale my personal brand to 130,000 followers, make tens of thousands of dollars online, attract top tier opportunities, a global network, have private funds and venture capital funds reach out to fund us with hundreds of thousands of dollars, launch 3 ventures in the process, inspire over 75 plus creators to copy my exact format, and I've helped 8 founders and wealth creators do the same. It's going to be a proper detailed breakdown video, and no one's going to be able to give the value that I will give you in the next 30 minutes. So sit back, watch closely, and take notes. Hi, my name is Moksh Vasant, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how I built a 130,000 follower personal brand that attracts investors, clients, and top tier opportunities step by step. That's a screenshot of my profile, and you probably know me if you're on this video. So I'm going to break down exactly how I've done what I've done over the past few years. Where did it all start? It all started in 2017 when I just picked up the camera being like, hey, let me talk about my life, let me record music covers, and that's when the whole kick of making videos started for me. It just kept going. I kept documenting my life, and 2020 was when I launched my first ever entrepreneurial venture, which was called Meteoric, where me and my high school best friend essentially trained people online for calisthenics. And we did most of our marketing through YouTube and Instagram, and that was sort of my first taste of entrepreneurship, working with clients, stuff like that. And that's when I realized the power of social media and how good it is to bring in lead flow and have people trust you already to pay you large sums of money just to be around you and have your time, which is insane. Then I just kept documenting my life. I went to the University of Sydney to do my bachelor's. I recorded my entire life and recorded my self-improvement journey through and through, me launching multiple ventures in the process, working in private equity, being an economics student, yada yada. You know the drill. I've been making videos since the past 8 years. 2023 was when I was like, cool. The short form had already been around for 3 years. I'd been posting on YouTube for a while. YouTube is sort of where I'm the most natural. And I was like, cool, if I want to really build a huge audience, I need to start thinking of my personal brand like another operation. And I need to go heavy on short form content. That's when I started posting in 2023. My content did not work for 5-6 months because I was posting consistently, as every other person on the face of the earth said, just keep posting consistently. That's the most bullshit advice ever. 2024 April is exactly when I figured out the formula as to how to grow online and how to grow in a manner where you're positioning yourself a certain way and you have a strong personal brand that attracts business for you. Is when everything changed. We are currently in August 2025. It's been about 1 year and 1 year and 4 months, and I've built an audience of 130,000 followers within this time span by posting max to max twice a week. I don't post more than twice a week. That's the thing. It's force versus power, right? It's a matter of like getting things right and sniping on the algorithm rather than just posting left, right, center without a clue of what you're doing, especially if you're a founder, because your time is worth something. So I've launched 3 ventures in the process of me making content online. The first one was obviously Meteoric, but that's back in the day. In June last year is when I realized, hey, I've built a following of around 14,000 people. Most of my content revolves around being a jack of all trades. I was, interning at a startup. I was studying at university. I was studying economics at the University of Sydney. I was, super curious as an individual. I used to read a lot of books, watch a lot of podcasts. I just wanted to get into the world of business, and I used to train athletics. I used to run. I used to do calisthenics, and I would just document the journey and talk about my learnings from that. So naturally, most of my audience was people that would study abroad, people that were international students all over the world, especially Indian students that were studying abroad. That's when I realized, hey, how do I manage everything together? How do I juggle everything together? And that's when I launched a low-ticket digital product called the Jack of All Trades. And I got an email list. I marketed it through emails predominantly, but that was also sporadic. Couple of stories here and there, but the solution was so good and the offer was so good. It was obviously low ticket, but I made my first sort of $9,370 online through the Jack of All Trades, which is just minimum marketing. 24,000 site sessions, 1,800 customers, a product that I built within two weeks during uni holidays, which is kind of nuts. Like I just locked in for like 2 weeks, and I was like, cool, let me build something cool here, and that ended up resonating with so many people that they bought it. I almost touched 10K in gross sales with Notion template sales, which is kind of nuts. I was just a uni student, right? No ads, few Instagram stories, and a Shopify store was all it took. And that's when I realized the real power of a personal brand. I took a flight from Sydney to India, and the moment I land, I was like, cool, there's like $1,000 in my bank account from just sales on the first day. And I was like, that's crazy. I was literally in the flight. I wasn't even doing anything, and there was sales happening right there because people just trusted me, and they wanted to, have a piece of the solution that I created, which is when my mind just blew. The second venture that I launched was called Stu Connect. I actually launched it quite recently. It was a platform to connect students in India looking to move abroad and study abroad with their ideal mentors at their dream universities. So me and my co-founder Aryan, we built this platform. I was responsible for the marketing. Aryan was responsible for the tech. So for the marketing, we made a pre-launch funnel which essentially broke every single record and metric out there in this Indian startup ecosystem. We scaled the YouTube to 117,000 YouTube views, and these were proper, like, great demographics. People, kids studying abroad in Canada, USA, India, Australia. It was mostly students either looking to go international or students already studying internationally, which was our ICP, which is our ideal viewer profile and ideal customer profile. Reached exactly those people. 117k views on YouTube, as well as 3,407 subscribers with just 5 days of posting on YouTube. So this was sort of me proving a point, being like, hey, I know Instagram's kind of like, I can game the algorithm on Instagram, but this was me proving to the world that, hey, I can game the algorithm on YouTube as well. I'm kind of the goat at this thing. So that was that. We actually had a lot of investor interest. So the managing director at Blackstone in Sydney reached out. He was willing to fund us anywhere between the ballpark of 1.2 to 2 mil. But we obviously rejected the offer because of my co-founder moving abroad. But we also got reached out by another venture capital fund in Sydney, simply because these people watched our content and watched our personal brands and trusted the founders. That's the power of a personal brand. Imagine you're a founder today and you're launching a venture tomorrow, but you have no warm audience to launch anything into, which is a bad place to be, right? Like, you want to test out product market fit, and how do you test out product market fit if you don't have an audience and people that already trust you? It's kind of nuts to me how most people don't get this. But the third venture that I launched was quite recent, about a month ago, which is Meteoric, which is a high-ticket done-with-you personal branding offer where I work with founders and wealth creators to build, scale, and monetize their personal brands. It's a super high-ticket done-with-you offer. These are the sort of results that I bring on the algorithm because I simply know how to game the algorithm. 900k views, 2.9 mil views, 1.7 mil views, 1 mil views, 497, 361k, 559k. One of my reels actually brought in 40,000 new followers. Tell me one person you know right now on the algorithm that can do that. 40,000 followers from a single piece of short form content. Most people that are talking about your personal branding and how to position their personal brand, stuff like that, they have a total following of 40,000 people. I can pull that from one reel. Profile activity, another reel of mine brought in 25,000 new followers, and on average a reel of mine can bring anywhere between 1,000 to 10,000 new followers. That's the power. That's pure sniping and gaming the freaking algorithm, because I know how to do that while positioning myself the way I want to and attracting my exact ideal customer profile. This was within 2 days of me launching this high ticket done with you offer. It was literally me reaching out to 2 people and they just trusted me. They're like, yeah, cool, like, we'll sign with you, right? Made like $8,500 within 2 days of the offer launch, and I'm already working with like 8 clients at this point of time, making in the multiple 5-figure range. Don't want to disclose how much I'm making right now, but yeah. 14k in 6 weeks of launching the offer. This is not updated numbers. This is like a couple of weeks back, but yeah, 14k in 6 weeks of launching the offer. That's the power of a personal brand. People just trust you. They've seen what you've done. No matter what solution you bring to the market. Now, where are you right now? If you're probably watching this video, you must be a founder. If you're a founder, the main problems that you're facing at this point are the fact that your personal brand does not match the quality of your work. Let me guess, you've already built something amazing. You have a venture that's successful, or you have a business that's making a lot of money, right? You're in an industry that respects you. A lot of people in that industry respect you. The only thing is, you don't have a personal brand. What's going to happen tomorrow when you run out of leads? What's going to happen tomorrow when you want to launch something new? You simply do not have people that trust you. You don't have, you see people with weaker fundamentals, less experience, get results simply because they know how to position themselves and they understand the game. People like me, I had not built anything real in 2017 when I picked up the camera. I was just a kid. I had not built anything real in 2023 when I was like, cool, I want to go all in on short form content. I simply understood the game and I built something from scratch. That's exactly what that's the power of the personal brand, because moving forward, whatever venture I launch, I know I can literally game algorithms, I can find people that will buy my stuff, and that's it. That's the magic right there. So you build something real, but you don't have a personal brand. And people with weaker fundamentals, people with less experience like myself, can simply game algorithms and make money in this new world of online business. Opportunity goes to louder, less capable people. The deals you should be getting, the partnerships that would accelerate your growth, the recognition that would open doors, it's all going to people who simply understand how to build an audience and communicate value. Let me give you a pure example of that, right? If you look at that, just because I share my life online and I truly position my personal brand a certain way, Dr. Andrew Huberman was in touch with me. Daniel Dalen, I've spoken to him in the DMs. Ankit Rihal, he happens to be the head of partnerships at Meta that I've spoken to in the DMs. Beer Biceps. Alfie Robertson, he actually wanted me to be a coach in his program. Zach Pogrov, Viraj Sheth, founder of Monk Entertainment, who's also a co-founder with Beer Biceps. We chat in the DMs every now and then. He reached out to me being like, keep doing what you are, brother. Pratham Mittal, founder of Masters Union. This guy is Shaurya Sinha. He's a very sharp kid at Stanford. We actually got like 85 inbound applications from Ivy League colleges in the States simply because we put out an expressions of interest form on our Stu Connect Instagram page. Like it's freaking nuts, right? That's the power of a personal brand. People left, right, and center reaching out to you to collaborate with you in some way, form, or another. And we did like 2 meetups. So one, we were in Delhi once and we just posted a story being like, hey, if anyone in town, just pull up. And we just amassed a huge crowd, people just asking us questions left, right, and center. And these are the things that give you fulfillment, right? Like, you're posting videos online, sure, you're positioning yourself a certain way, you're making money online, but like the real impact is when you just post a story on a random Monday morning being like, hey, 9 p.m. I'm going to be in Bangalore, pull up to this ice cream parlor, and there's 150 people that just swarm the cafe and ask you questions left, right, and center. Can you do that right now? You are a founder, right? You've made a lot of money. You're very successful. Can you do something like that? Where's the fulfillment piece there? That's exactly why you need to build a personal brand. The other problem that you're facing right now is, obviously you have no warm audience to launch your future ideas to. Every time you want to launch something new, you're starting from scratch. You have no distribution, no built-in audience that trusts you and wants to see what you build next. You're posting randomly with no system and no traction. You've tried, you post occasionally when inspiration strikes or when you remember you should be building your brand. But there's literally no strategy, no system, and because there's no strategy and system, there's no compounding effect. There are no feedback loops. You're not tracking any data. You're just like, cool, let me try to copy this person, let me try to make a video here, and then you're back to your business, and then you forget about the personal brand. That's the issue you're facing at the moment. You're tired of being invisible while others scale faster. This is the one that keeps you up at night, isn't it? Watching people with less talent, less experience, less to offer, building empires where you're still explaining who you are and why people should care. People like me are going to take over the world in 5 years. People like me, there's kids that are 17, 18 that are doing this, that are going to take over, the whole personal branding online business space within the next 5 to 10 years simply because we have a personal brand. Simply because we have a personal brand. That's the power. Now, I'm guessing you're a founder right now and, you say this is a fulcrum. You're a founder. You're either a female or a male founder, right? And you're always looking for a leverage point. You love leverage. If you're a business owner, you know the beauty of leverage. Leverage through labor, leverage through systems, leverage through automations. Basically, work being done while you're not actively putting in inputs, right? Output being generated without you having to put in extra inputs. That's the beauty of leverage. You need a leverage point that will get you to this point, this stage here. You want a 10x leverage point, right? And the 10x leverage point looks something like this. You have a 100,000 follower audience. You can hire on demand. You put up a story and A players want to work with you. They reach out to you. Hey, please hire me, right? I have a database where I wanted to hire some strategists. I wanted to hire an editor. I wanted to hire someone for operations. That database is filled with 250 applications. Out of that, probably 50 of them are A players. It's tough for me to choose who to hire. That's a problem. It's tough for you to find a good hire, which is the difference between a personal brand and having no personal brand. B2B collaborations, people reaching out to you left, right, and center being like, hey, we want to partner up. I want to be on your platform. Having a truly global network, as I just showed you. Capital and funding, people from Blackstone being like, hey, let us give you literally hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars simply because there's proof of concept. You've put it out there in the world. We trust you. There's trust and respect, a system that runs without you. Now, obviously, you're not a content creator. You're a business owner. You need to have a system that runs without you. You need that leverage. You need that team. You need the system for that. You just want to put 4 hours of work a month on your personal brand while it compounds and you can focus on other things. Imagine that leverage piece there, and that is exactly where I'm at right now. I literally put 4 to 8 hours a month on my content, and that's about it. While my editor edits my videos, all I do is review drafts, I give him the feedback, I review my data while I actually build the business that I'm building right now, which is this high ticket done with you offer while I'm on sales calls, right? That's going to be automated soon too. That's the beauty. That's the leverage point you want. That's exactly what you're lacking right now. This is you. Or if you're a woman, this is you. When you enter a room, you have minimal leverage. You want that leverage. You want people to know your name before you enter a room. You want people to spot you on the street. Like literally, I was driving, I'm in Bombay right now. I was driving near Marine Drive the other day, and there was a car, an XUV, like a 7-seater car filled with guys, literally like holding up their phone with my profile in their hand and being like, "Hey, you're Moksha, right? Hey, where you at? What are you up to? You know, what are you doing tonight?" My name enters rooms before I do, and that's what the personal brand does. But you don't have that right now. Cool. If I were to show you a few pictures, do you know this guy? Obviously you do, because he's speaking to you right now. Do you know this guy? This is the most crazy piece here, right? There's no face here, but you know who this person is. That's simply because you know whose personal brand that is. That's Daniel Dalen. You know this guy. Matt Gray, Eman Gadji, Alfie Robertson, Casey Neistat, Nikhil Kamath, Andrew Huberman, Joe Rogan, Alex Hormozi. I don't need to name them for you to know who they are. That's what I call leverage. That's the leverage that you're missing right now, especially if you're a founder. Now, how do you actually build a personal brand? There's a few steps that go into it. Obviously, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritties of it. I'm going to break down exactly how I would do it if I was starting out from scratch tomorrow, or how I do it with the founders that I work. If you're a founder, I'm going to put a Calendly link in the description. So book in a discovery call, and we'll chat how we can work together. But I'm going to walk you through exactly how I do it with the founders that I'm already working with. And now, note, these people are like freaking A players, people working at like the biggest tech giants, launching AI B2B automation offers, people running crazy creative studios, people with legacy businesses like Pulse Exports from countries in Southeast Asia. I'm working with some of the biggest founders, scaling their personal brands because they simply understand the leverage that comes with the personal brand, and they trust me. They just trust me. That's the best part about it. So if you're one of those founders, there's going to be a Calendly link in the description. Go book in a call and we'll chat together and see how we can work. But moving forward, I would start with extracting your edge. What are your ambitions and goals in life and with your personal brand? Who is your ideal viewer? Who are you speaking to? Who's your ideal customer? Who's your ideal client? Who's your ideal investor? How would you actually speak to them? What's your attractive character in front of the camera? For me, it's the adventurer and the leader. The adventurer because I'm on this pursuit of this beautiful thing called life, and I learn things along the way, and I want to share that with people. Simply a creative outlet for me. So that's my adventurer piece. But I'm also a leader. Right now, I'm speaking to you as the leader. I'm speaking to you as someone that has authority because he understands and has conviction and what he's talking about. And he knows exactly what he's talking about. So when I mix conviction, charisma, and confidence, I'm the leader. When I'm, more of an explorer, adventurer, and talking about the epiphanies I've had in life, I'm the adventurer. That's an attractive character. You need to understand what attractive character you resonate most with and what attractive character you want to have in front of the camera. What are your unfair advantages in life? There are certain things that make me me and certain things that get me to win on the algorithm and in life that other people probably don't have. I'm more charismatic than your average Joe on the street. I look better than your average Joe on the street. I'm fitter than your average Joe on the street. I'm smarter than your average Joe on the street. I came from a fairly wealthy background. That's also my unfair advantage. And I'm going to double down on those, and I'm going to play to those, and that is what makes me win. And you have those unfair advantages, and you know exactly what those unfair advantages are. You simply need to identify, pinpoint those, and play to them when you're posting content online. What's your inspiration? Most people I see copy on the algorithm. There's like 75 people literally copying my style on the algorithm simply because they know it works. I mean, it obviously works. I created it from scratch. But you don't want to copy other people on the algorithm because everyone that you see on the algorithm that posts content like me is simply going to be put into a bucket. Oh, yeah, you create content like Moksha. Oh, yeah, how do you know Moksha? You don't want that. You want to have your own unique content format. You want to be a purple cow in a herd of black and white cows. That's why we're going to pick your inspirations from places off the algorithm. What movies shaped you? Was it the James Bond series? Was it some Netflix show that you liked? Was it some European movie that you like? What kind of music do you listen to? Do you listen to flamenco? Do you listen to bossa nova? Spanish bossa nova? Do you listen to house music? Do you listen to Moroccan music? What kind of music are you into? Are you into Bollywood music? That's your inspiration, and that's not shaped by the Instagram algorithm. And that is what we play to. We just need to tweak what kind of music we use to get the viewer in a certain mind state to listen to what you're talking about. And it comes to identifying the frequency of the music and the beats per minute. And there's a range in the BPM that exactly gets a viewer hooked when they're watching your videos. That's why I use house music. House music is anywhere between 118 to 140 BPM. It gets the viewer in a certain mind frame. If the viewer is in a certain mind frame and they watch the entire video, that's engagement for me. And engagement equals fractional exposure on the algorithm. The algorithm pushes it out to bigger sample sizes. And when it pushes it out to bigger sample sizes, is because my videos work. There's a lot of other variables that go into this, but this is one of the variables. So that's why we'll identify exactly what kind of music you like, what books have you read, what has shaped your taste as an individual, and we play to that. Because when you post content, you want to be a founder known for who you are, not you a copy of someone else. The one-of-one brand formula. This is exactly where things get juicy and exciting. We decide what your life buckets are. What are your 3 infinite pursuits in life? Obviously, business has to be one of them, because you're a serious founder. You're a founder that scaled their business, and that's always going to be a huge part of what you do. But what are your other life buckets in life? It could be spirituality, could be meditation, could be fitness, could be anything. Content format could be wine tasting, for all I know. Content formats and intellectual property. This is where we'll engineer a brand new content format for you that's unique to you, and that's your IP essentially. We'll dial down on a posting frequency that works for you. Again, as I said, you don't have to post every day. If you're sniping well and you have a format that works, you need to know exactly when to post, what's the most active time, when your followers are the most active. You make the video engineered for attention, and you snipe at that exact time when your followers are most active, and you do it over weeks, and you double down on the data points that work. There's no way you're not going to succeed on the algorithm. There's literally zero way you're not going to succeed on the algorithm. We're going to craft a unique visual identity for you. We're going to identify what the visuals on your brand are going to look like, because you need to stand out. What is your funnel? You obviously have certain ventures, whether they're online or offline, and you want to, funnel traffic towards that. Or even if you have an offer, a high-ticket offer at the back of your personal brand, how are we making that whole trust ecosystem or that funnel a brand new funnel, right? The old age funnels are dead. The modern day funnels are trust building ecosystems. The profile funnels, the people that trust you, the way you position in front of them, getting them in the DMs, story sequences. These are like the new modern day funnels. We're going to design a brand new funnel for you. And then we're going to drill down on what kind of story sequences do you post. I get on discovery calls and sales calls, and I close thousands of dollars of deals simply because I post story sequences and I give people hand raises. It's quite simple. Then we're going to figure out how we're going to be gaming the algorithm. And this is literally gaming the algorithm. 4 hours a work month formula. 4 hours of work a month formula. We're going to design the exact workflow that you need, along with the tool stack, the right systems, how you're going to delegate. We're going to build your team, right? And give you the exact tools that you need to make sure that you're only working 4 hours on your personal brand a month, and it compounds without your attention. The lean team protocol. We're going to help you make one hire first. If you need the second hire, we'll go to the second hire, but the one main hire that you're going to be making is editors. It's going to be from my vetted pool of editors that I've already collected applications from, and I'm going to plug them into your content ecosystem or your content rocket ship, and give you all the SOPs you need. I'm going to train him and ensure that you're delegating work to these editors in the best way possible, and these A players will go out there and deliver the work that you didn't expect, because it's going to be that high quality. The content rocket ship. This is exactly when your content rocket ship is now firing. You've got a team. You've got the right brand formula. You're posting consistently. We're reviewing the data. We have great feedback loops in place. I'm holding your hand. This is when your content rocket ship is essentially firing, and soon there's going to be a butterfly effect. People on the street will come to you and be like, hey, I've seen you, right? You're this guy, right? Oh, you run that thing, right? Oh, shit, can we partner up with you? Oh, I want to invest in your venture. Oh, can I buy your services? Oh, it's great to see you. I didn't expect you were going to do this. Oh, you changed my life. Changed my life. That's the craziest message that sort of warps your perspective on life. When kids message me all the time, they're like, Bhaiya, you changed my life completely. Like, I don't know how to explain that feeling. Like, I was literally a kid that was making videos and sharing his journey, and that's the impact and the fulfillment that you have when you have a personal brand. And that's only going to happen when you create this butterfly effect, when people know you in the first place. The final bit is cash cow, right? Obviously, you're a founder. You don't want to do a personal brand for the vanity metrics, although some people do, and I totally respect that, and I help those people as well. But you probably want to monetize on your personal brand. And a few ways to do that is obviously the high ticket offer route. You have a high ticket offer, whether done for you, if it's an agency, it's a done for you offer. If it's a coaching business, it's a done with you offer. you want to funnel traffic towards those offers and close more people. You take the high ticket offer round, or you go into the venture arena where you have a wide total addressable market venture that you want to build trust towards, and you want to funnel traffic towards, eyeballs towards, to maybe get investment tomorrow. If you already are VC backed, you just want people to know more about what you're doing and have more users on whatever platform you're building, whether it's SaaS, whether it's a platform, whatever it is, the venture arena. Peers, not idols. Some entrepreneurs simply want to connect with people in their industries that are far ahead of them because they know what that unlocks, and they want to do that by building a personal brand so that other people see they're in that space, they connect with them, and that 10x is whatever business they're in. And that's the peers, not idols route. You probably already have an amazing operation, but as I mentioned, you have to find good talent, right? You're posting on LinkedIn job postings, you're posting on Fiverr. That's like shit talent. Like, if you want great talent that's already bought into you and they trust you and they love you and they believe in you and they've watched you for a while, you just want to make great hires through your personal brand because you share your journey and what you do. That's possible too, and there's a mix of all of these that you can sort of play to, and I've mixed all of these different routes to monetize my personal brand over the last year. And all of them have worked brilliantly. Cool. So just picture this, right? A video goes up, it brings in 43,000 new followers. This is actually updated numbers, right? 43,000 new followers from that one reel. It racks up millions of views, 2.9 million views. But more importantly, it finds exactly who it needs to. Investors, clients, co-founders, operators, romantic partners, mentors, you name them. You're going to speak to them and they're going to find you. Capital flows towards you. As I said, Blackstone willing to fund us, venture capital funds willing to fund us, venture capital funds, family offices, grants. When you have distribution and trust, money follows. Distributions to connect. 3.42k subscribers on YouTube with 5 days of posting. The 18 videos here are including short form videos, but majority of the followers came in through long form videos, and we only posted 5 of those. Stu Connect Instagram, 3,844 followers with, again, 5 days of posting. Just a freaking pre-launch funnel and 1,800 people on the wait list waiting to hear more about what the product exactly is. You have a built out, ready to activate audience for any venture you want to launch. Connections. You develop a truly global network, people in your industry, adjacent industries, people who can open doors you didn't even know existed. There you go. Those are the screenshots. Talent. Reaches out to you when you're hiring. Top tier people who want to work with something. We work with someone building something meaningful. This is for one of the roles that I posted on my story. This is just one story. 67 applications for like a long form video editor role. And like, I didn't even need that. Like, I didn't even need 67 people's applications. I legit need to hire one person. But I have now great options. I have a few A players in that. I can choose who I want to hire. I can make the best hire. I can create the best leverage because I have a personal brand. Clients, they start coming to you for your offers and services, pre-sold and ready to buy. The people that come on my calls, they're literally like, they're pre-sold. They're literally telling me why I should work with them. It's not about me convincing them why you should work with me. It's more like them convincing me why I should work with them. And they're just ready to pay. Like, they're like, cool, just send me the payment link, dude. Like, there's no objections. And that's the beauty of a personal brand. People are pre-sold. People trust you. You end up inspiring people. Young people look up to you and get inspired to do the things you do. They start taking care of their health, building something new, messaging you with real emotion, because you've truly inspired them to take action and become better people. And I know this because I wouldn't be making videos today if I didn't see Casey Neistat back in the day, or if I didn't see Peter McKinnon back in the day, or Sam Kolder back in the day, or I wasn't inspired by Virat Kohli's mindset. These are people that have truly shaped me as a human being, and they've changed my life. And without those mentors and inspirations, I would have not been where I am today. And if you get to be that person for someone else, imagine you're doing God's work. You're a vessel, you're a channel for the divine. You need to look at your work with that purpose if you're someone who's serious and who's done something in life. And that's how I look at my work. So it's cool. It's pretty cool. It gives me a lot of fulfillment in life. And your systems are optimized. You're spending 4 hours a month on ideation and planning. You show up for a 45-minute call each week. You guide your team and go. Your content rocket ship runs for you. It compounds daily. You focus on what you do best while the brand authentically builds itself. That's what happens when you build a truly powerful personal brand. Now, I've told you the roadmap. Obviously, I'm going to be posting way more content moving forward to get into the nitty-gritties of different sections of this board and different topics. But if you want to implement this system and if you want me to work with you, book in a call from the description. The Calendly link is going to be right there. Or alternatively, DM me the word Meteoric on Instagram and we'll chat there. We can have a conversation before we actually get on a call and discuss what your goals are. But yep, that's my profile. If you want more information, simply go to my profile. There's a highlight there that says start here. You want to go there and you want to swipe through. There's another highlight on my Instagram. It's updated now. It says clients. If you want to see what my clients are talking about me, or you want to know more about my offer, go to my Instagram, go to my highlights. It's going to give you more value than anyone could ever in the personal branding space. Note, it's only for serious founders that are willing to invest thousands of dollars. If that's not you, if you do not have the budget to invest thousands of dollars, and if you've not really built anything of value, please keep consuming my free content, because I'm going to give you a lot of value there. It's for you. Like, I don't really care about the views. So if you truly want value and you don't have the money to invest, keep watching my content. And if you're a serious founder that's willing to get started ASAP, book in a call from the description or message me on Instagram and we'll chat. That's exactly how I built 130,000 audience personal brand that attracts investors, clients, and top tier opportunities step by step. The age of AI is starting. You're getting more and more replaceable. The best leverage you can create right now is a personal brand. So what are you waiting to get started for? Cool. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao. Chat soon.